Have you ever wondered why there are so many controversies surrounding the police force in Taiwan? It's a question that merits a deep dive into the current state of the nation's law enforcement. Taiwan's police force is plagued by problems so deeply ingrained that they've become almost synonymous with the system itself. We're talking about issues like hierarchization, a rigid structure that stifles open communication and leads to inefficiency. We're talking about the distortion of performance appraisals, a system that often puts the focus on numbers rather than justice, pushing officers to cross the line just to hit their targets. This combination of deep-rooted issues has led to a troubling state of affairs. It's resulted in abuse of power, corruption, and an unfair approach to law enforcement. These issues have not only eroded the public's trust, but also affected the law enforcement's effectiveness. So what would an ideal police force look like? Let's paint a picture of a truly effective and trustworthy law enforcement system. Firstly, transparency is key. Every decision, every action, every protocol should be open for the public to see. The system should be designed to withstand scrutiny, to be accountable. This includes everything from the formulation of policies to the implementation and supervision of the system. Next, we have impartiality. An ideal police force is one that embodies the principles of fairness and justice. It would avoid factors such as class, status, and personal connections affecting the fair and impartial enforcement of the law. Every citizen, regardless of their background, can expect to be treated equally under the law. Efficiency is another important factor. The system should be concise and easy to operate, avoiding the unnecessary complexities and inefficiencies that often lead to delays and dissatisfaction. Additionally, an ideal police force would incorporate a rational and mobile promotion system. This would replace the rigid hierarchy with a system that rewards competence and dedication, not just seniority. Strengthened education and training for officers is also a must, ensuring that each individual is well equipped to handle the complexities of their role. And lastly, an independent monitoring mechanism should be established to oversee the operations and ensure that the force is acting in the public's best interest. A police force that upholds these principles is not only trusted, but also effective. The gap between the current state and the ideal state is glaring, isn't it? At present, the police force operates under a rigid hierarchy, causing inefficiencies and promoting bureaucratization. This stands in stark contrast to the ideal state, where a fluid, rational system would allow for better decision-making and resource allocation. Another chasm exists in the area of performance appraisal. Today, an overemphasis on performance data often leads to infractions, as officers may feel compelled to break the law to achieve their targets. In an ideal world, however, objective assessments would be the norm, preventing undue pressures and encouraging lawful conduct. Lastly, the lack of transparency is a glaring issue. Instead of closed-door decisions and operations, the ideal police force would operate under public scrutiny, fostering trust and accountability. To bridge this gap, a comprehensive reform is not just necessary, it's inevitable. The question now is, what can we do about it? It's time to take the insights and ideas that have been discussed and turn them into action. The transformation of the police force isn't just a concept, it's a call to arms. It's a call for fairness, transparency, and justice in an institution that we entrust with our safety and security. Supporting the reform of the police force is supporting a more equitable society. It means standing up for changes that could revolutionize law enforcement, such as establishing a fair and rational promotion system. Imagine a world where promotions are based on merit, not on class or connections. This could significantly reduce bureaucracy and factional conflicts, leading to a more efficient and effective police force. Backing these reforms also means endorsing improved training, ensuring that every police officer is equipped with the knowledge and skills they need to carry out their duties professionally and ethically. It means supporting the establishment of an independent monitoring mechanism, a body that ensures transparency and accountability in law enforcement. Remember, these changes aren't just about the police. They're about us, about building a society where law enforcement is fair, effective, and trusted. By supporting these reforms, we're not just transforming the police force, we're transforming our society and our future. So let's take a stand. Support the transformation of the police force and help restore trust and effectiveness in law enforcement.